It's like, it's just honestly really cool to think about, to be honest. I got 45 grand in the bank. Damn right. Fuck yeah. We'll have 100 grand after this, and depending on how well our new drivers do, we should be buying up. We should have the Netherlands done in a few streams, if that. It should probably be done quicker actually in the Netherlands. That's gonna be really good. I would like to buy the entirety of the Netherlands as soon as possible, because I want all of my garages there, and I want to see a web of people who will work for me, all doing a metric ton of freight in that region. I want that region to be known for Legion logistics, and I want no one else to be known there.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Yeah, back on the topic of like SES and stuff, SES genuinely like, they seem to be such an amazing company. No, obviously I can't speak to any personal details because I don't know any of them, and I mean if I had the opportunity to meet them, fuck yeah I would. Wait, the Holland is not ETS?
Keep right.
What do you mean?
Then turn right.
What do you mean the Holland is not in ETS? I'm gonna need you to tell me what you mean by that, because my brain is not working today. Actually, it's that one. No, it's not. It's that one. I was right the first time.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Keep right. Get ready to turn right.
The Netherlands are in ETS. What do you mean? I'm really confused. What do you mean the Netherlands aren't in ETS? The Netherlands are most certainly in ETS, my friend. The Netherlands are, yeah, right there. It's perfectly fine, dude. Don't worry about it. My brain was like, wait a minute, you saw last stream. I was on about the fact that we had Brussels with Belgium. I'm thinking to myself, like, surely he's taking the piss. He knows that they're in the game. It happens, mate. We all forget shit every so often. I'm not gonna pretend I'm perfect, because I'm anything but perfect.
And then turn left. Turn left.
Buddy! You're so lucky I don't have a fucking air horn. I'd be blasting that motherfucker at you right now.
Let's find a new route.
Doug, we're resting. Shut up.
When possible, make a U-turn. Keep right, and then exit right.
I'm going to, Doug. Don't worry. I'm just gonna, have a nice little nap. And see how much money my guys make me while I'm asleep. Okay, we're at 45 grand. How much are they gonna make me? And it's pissing it down. They didn't make me anywhere near as much money as they could have. I'm a bit disappointed in you guys. Harold couldn't find Joe. Harold, what the fuck, bro? Come on, man. I mean, I'm not bothered, but like, same time, do better. So they made us 6 grand in total, so that's not too bad. Yeah. Good, you know there's long to do that. Eco driving, yep. Just in time delivery, yep. Emily, fragile cargo, yes. Jana, high value, yes, yes. All these guys are doing what they need to do, so they're gonna make us a load of money. And look at that. Look at it. Look at them all. They're all in the right region. It's beautiful. And there's... Oh, wait. Fuck me. He's all the way down south. Damn, Brandon, you really are going at... Oh, say, in all fairness, he's doing the same job. Oh, wait, do we have... That's a question. Do we have loans to pay off? Yes, we have got loans to pay off. Okay, good. Right, off we go.
Exit right.
Am I streaming just on Twitch? I only stream on Twitch, yeah. I upload all of the VODs to YouTube, though. So I do have a YouTube channel, and I put all of the... Like, I cut up all the VODs and throw them on YouTube. But yeah, I only stream on Twitch, because multi-streaming is just not worth it. I've never seen the appeal of streaming to more than one platform. And also, you typically have to pay to do so to like on any like good like to actually multi-stream properly and like efficiently. You'd have to like pay a subscription for like Streamlabs, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm not paying to stream on 2 different platforms. I'll just stream on Twitch and upload everything onto YouTube afterwards.
Keep right.
I do this for fun. I do this for fun and the potential of earning. I don't really care about like making loads of money off it.
Exit right.
Or any, I guess, more accurately. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy money, but, you know, I'm not a sellout. Unless SCS want to give me loads of money, in which case, yes, I'm a sellout. Oh, shitting hell. I feel like I just repaired the truck as well. I have a feeling I just repaired this blasted truck. It's the fucking rain. I'm not used to the, well, it's not that I'm not used to it. It's more, sorry. It's the blasted rain. It's a pain in the ass. That's pretty much what I'm going to get at. Oh, you want me to go 25 miles an hour? Oh, fuck me, man. Alright, let's blitz out of it. You're gonna go do a quick job on ETS, screw sleeping? Indeed. Screw sleeping. Stay watching the stream. That's your job, Nick, is to continue watching the stream and enjoy everything. I mean, worst case scenario, you missed the stream. It's going to be up on YouTube soon. All the VODs on Twitch if you want to watch it on Twitch. So there's... Oh, it's always going to be there. And obviously, if after it gets deleted off Twitch, it'll always be on my YouTube channel. So you never have to worry. And as soon as I finish this job, I'm going to probably need to go grab a drink. I probably should grab one before I finish this job. But, oh! Yeah, I'm actually going to need to go grab a drink in a second. Shit. Well, let's see how far I can get before I need to grab a drink. This bloody pissing down rain. Should be long until we're out of, yeah, we're in Nevada, which means if we're in Nevada, it means we're very close to getting out of, Española. Ah, yes, you're pulling one of the worst jobs in a Volvo. Actually, no, that's an Iveco, isn't it? Yeah, that's an Iveco Stralis. Oh, it's not just a highway. I was close. Right. Shit, you don't know where you put your power supply for the wheel? Be right back. You have a power supply for your wheel? Shit, I'm just using a fucking controller and you have a goddamn power supply for a wheel. Bullshit's this? Okay, we didn't get too much rain at least. We'll go on the bare minimum for there now. I really need to buy a wheel for my computer at some point. Yeah, the G920 needs a power supply for a little engine inside to work, and to activate the force feedback. Fuck, that's really cool. I literally am using a PS5 controller to play this game because I am too poor to afford anything else. I mean, I do have a PS5, but that's not the point. And this is also my second PS5 controller. I'm too poor to get a G29, all right? Leave me alone. Let me just enjoy this with a controller, goddammit. Also, by the way, I know that you're not saying anything. It's definitely just, this is just an insecurity of mine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It must be really fun driving with force feedback and shit. You got your wheel from CEX? Wait. Okay, weird question. Do you live in the UK, or is there a CEX in Romania? Because now I'm just really curious. Because I didn't think people would know of CEX. That'll be my tablet. So I need to quickly dip and go take my tablets. You guys just give me 2 minutes. I'll go grab a drink while I'm there as well, so that way I won't have to piss about doing that. Oh, I just done. You do live in the UK. Okay, I thought so. Say, how would there be? I've never heard of CX being in different countries. We're up to 63 grand, so someone just made us a bunch of money. But anyway, I'll be right back, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, also apologies, Nick, about the little bit of a personal question there. I was just generally very interested because I've never heard of anyone outside of the UK mentioning CX or sex, as we used to sometimes call it, or KEX. There's really, it just my brain just immediately went to, okay, how did you? Is there like, is that like like more than a just like a shop we have? Pamplona. I think they have stores in Australia, Portugal, and Spain, if you're not mistaken. Really? Oh, damn. I honestly didn't know that. I have legitimately never had anyone who's not from the UK know of them. So, yeah, fair enough. That's actually just really interesting to know, to be honest.
And then exit right. Exit right.
Yeah, no, I'm not going forward. Fuck it, I should probably
take the first exit.
I should probably slow
Keep
down, or I'm
right.
gonna get shouted at. We have discovered Pamplona, and yeah, there is indeed 51 different cities in the Iberia. So if you do want it, if you do get Iberia, there is 51 places for you to explore. So don't worry. But how much of the map have we done? We've not even done 25% of the map yet. Fucking hell. Living in the UK has fucked up your accent so bad that you can't understand myself when speaking English. in all fairness, you could go to, like, this is one thing you'll notice if you live in England long enough, or if you've lived in England quite a long time, you might have already noticed this, but the UK has this really fun thing where we have so many different regional dialects that if you, so speaking from where I'm from, if I go like 10 miles to the next city, they speak slightly different in terms of the words they use. So in where I live, which I'm not going to obviously mention the exact place, they say thee and thou stuff, like, oh, thou a dickhead, like, to say, like, oh, you're a dickhead. And, like, oh, that, what thou doing today, like, stuff like that. Whereas, just down the road, they say thee and thou. They say thee and thou, sorry. Instead of thee and thou, they say, bah, thou a dickhead, instead of thou. It's, so essentially, like, if you find yourself in the UK and you think your accent's fucked, try being from the UK, having a normal accent from, say like, you know, you have your normal regional accent. You then go for, like, you then move away for, like, say 50 miles, come back for, like, a few years later, and everyone thinks you speak like a twat because you don't have the same accent you had. The UK the people in England kill their own accents just by moving 10 miles down the road. It's hilarious. It is legitimately stupidly funny to me that we ruin our accents by moving 10 miles away. So come to think about, in this instance, my thing where I moved 200 miles away. I now have a very weird mix of northern and southern in my accent and in my speech patterns and in my word choices. So, like, I am considered, like, by the southerners, I am considered a northerner. By my northern friends, I'm considered a southerner. I literally can't win. So I understand your situation completely. And it's so weird. Like, the UK, like, or England in general, just fucks your accent. I don't think I've ever seen people who move out of UK and move to places like Japan and, like, France have anywhere near as many issues as much as people living in the UK can have issues with just the local dialects. Which is really amusing because of how many local dialects we have as well. It's really fucking funny. So don't ever worry that if you like think England's fucked your accents up. Even the English get fucked by our own accent, so you're all good, mate. And in all fairness, you can probably speak English better than some people, so don't worry. Because let's be honest, even some English people really could use a fucking refresher course on how to speak English. Wait, are we in France? We've just crossed the border into France. Yay! It means I get the proper good. We get the good ones. Yeah, you've noticed that in London it's different accent from Portsmouth or Nottingham. I don't know if you might have noticed this, but in London, they have different accents depending on the part of London you're in. That is how painful London, like, the English place is. Like, if you go to different parts of London and you, like, really pay attention, you'll notice they are they're speaking slightly different in their tone, their tone, like how they use each word and certain words. Like, they'll be different. Like, a good way to put it, like I said, thee and thou is a thing that people do where I live. And if I go down the road, they see thee and thou instead of thee and thou, and that in of itself is, like, my best example of, like, just a few miles away and they speak very differently. And they also put their words together in a bit of a different way. You're living in West London for 3 years. If you go up north, you can't understand shit. So like, how far north does it go before you stop understanding us? That's probably the better. Well, no, if you understand me, you understand someone who does speak decent amount of northern, like, words in there. Like, I would say a vast majority. Not a vast majority. That's bullshit. I would say I have quite a few northern slang in my dialect. I definitely prefer to speak a more enunciated English. I prefer to speak what all of my friends like to refer to as posh English, because they're assholes. But I generally try to enunciate correctly and speak in words that are generally understandable. So, but if you can generally understand me, you shouldn't have too many issues like people understanding a lot of Northerners if you like give them like a chance, because some Northerners have got very thick accents. Like if you go past Northumbria and up into Scotland, you're fucked. You ain't gonna understand Scottish accents. They are like, I can understand Scottish accents because I have quite a few Scottish friends, and I've kind of one of my Scottish friends I've been hanging around with for quite a while now. We call him either Bear or Clancy. We don't use his real name because yeah, he doesn't like it. So, but yeah, I've known him for quite a while now that I can pretty much understand Scottish without any real issue. But yeah, what part of the north? Like, how far north do you have to go until you just don't get it? My accent is very clean. Thank you. I do try to, like I said, I try to enunciate and I try to keep I try to not use as much slang. If I can intentionally think about it. But generally speaking, I was raised down south until I was 6, and then I moved up north since then. But because I constantly go down south and I don't know what it is, but I think it's my interest in YouTube and generally writing in general. I think that has kind of impacted my speech pattern, because like when writing, you want to use the most clear and understandable, like, you know, clear and understandable words and sentence structure. So I just generally speak, I think, in that way. I also have been told numerous times by my family that I just don't, my accent, like, see, like as a little general note, when I moved up north, I was 6, so until I was 6 years old, I was down south in which you could say comparatively have a far posher accent. I wouldn't generally consider it as such, but that is basically the thing. Yeah, I moved up north when I was 6, and they had a general speaking accent. My cousin, who is 8 months older than me, moved up north about within a year of us moving up north, because our entire family kind of moved. My mum's side of the family kind of decided to all move back up north. So doing that, we all moved up, and my cousin has a very, very thick northern accent. And he, like me, was born in the south. But he has a very thick northern accent. I, on the other hand, I kind of attribute this more to going to visiting my grandparents quite often when I was growing up, and generally at least like 2 months of the year, I would say I was pretty much every year I was down south again. So I guess I just didn't have time for the accent to really attach itself. But generally speaking, he has a very thick accent and I don't. But back to what I asked you. So you think Liverpool is where you draw the line? Literally, it sounds like a mix of East English and Irish accent. So Scousers are very hard to understand. You're right. When you start, like I said, like when you start getting like to the north of England, there are very, very, like dialects become very, 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 very weird. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I mean that in actually a pretty interesting way. But yes, I know what you mean. I think it's generally due to the. No, obviously, I can't speak of the origins of the dialect and the roots of it, and you know, which languages mixed with which to cause the abomination that is Scouse. Not that I kind of like Scouse accent. It's really funny in my opinion. Like, especially if you have a Scouse comedian, they are hilarious 9 times out of 10. But I think because of the English's constant. Like, if we think of the English, or the British land has been occupied by. Let's think about this. So, specifically the north of England has been occupied by the Anglos and the Saxons, who invaded the south and then kind of migrated north. We have the Caledonians, the Picts, and various other northern tribes who came south. The Picts staying obviously up the more north. We have some Irish tribes who probably came over more than likely. We don't know, but they probably did. Like, generally speaking, the amount of general different Celtic tribes, Germanic tribes, we even had the Norse up north. We had the big invasion of the Norse, and they have a very thick dialect, which attributed quite a few words to the English language. We then had the Latin-speaking Romans invade England as well, obviously early on. We had the French-speaking Normans, who were like using Normans who kind of spoke a very harsh dialect of French because they were they were Normans and not actual French. Like, the more you look at how, like that, the more you realize, like, yeah, the North is like a lot more of a Celtic. I feel like the North has a lot more of a Celtic background. Again, I am no language expert, so this is all just opinions for me. But generally speaking, I feel like the North has a lot more of a guttural kind of. I feel like they definitely represent a lot more of a unrefined tongue comparatively to like a Latin tongue. If we consider like Latin refined, and we say like Norse and like Germanic languages can be considered unrefined in this aspect of generalizing the line of like where you know, accents come from, I would generally say that the North seems to tend to more of the unrefined dialects of Germanic and Norse and stuff like that, and the Celtic languages that preceded the Latin, you know, preceded like the Celtic that preceded the Latin Romanization and the then eventual Norse colonization of, well, I say colonization, the Norse absolute bite slapping of the north of England. But I think generally speaking, it's stuff like that that probably causes the accents to be an absolute pain to understand. But again, no language expert. These are just generalized opinions that I have made from my time kind of like playing history stuff and kind of studying history in my free time. I am no expert and I have no degrees in anything to do with history or languages, but these are my general opinions, so just making sure that's very clear before anyone sues me for or tells me I'm stupid and wrong. These are opinions. I mean, still feel free to tell me I'm stupid and wrong, but just know these are opinions. But generally speaking, yeah, I understand what you mean. Liverpool, bit confusing to understand. Not the easiest. I would definitely say I have time. Even I, as a northerner who have lived up here, I'm not a northerner, I'm a southerner, but even I, as a southerner who has lived up here for numerous years now, for 21 years. Oh my fucking god, I've lived in the north of England for 21 years. Holy shit. As someone who's lived up here for 21 years, I can still say without a doubt that people from Newcastle and people from Liverpool, I struggle with their accents more than I do Scottish people. Because again, I have like, because if you have like friends in like with a certain accent, you get used to that accent a lot quicker, and it becomes like very easy to understand. And actually, some of the people I've met who have East Slavic languages, or like, you know, who kind of base their tongue on the Slavic tongue, I know that some of them are like Ukrainian and stuff like that, and I think Polish is quite considered a Slavic language. I don't actually know. But essentially, people from that region, I can understand them sometimes far easier, especially when they have really broken English and they're just learning English. I can understand them so much better than I can understand Scousers or people from Newcastle whose nickname I can't remember. What do we call people from Newcastle now? Oh, fuck.
Keep left.
Scousers are from Liverpool. What do we call people from Newcastle? Geordies, that's the one. Can't understand Geordies very well, which is weird because when I was growing up, back when I used to go down south, and back when my dad was alive, when we used to go to we have like there's a really interesting bar culture down south, very different to the north of England. Like the north of England's bar culture is a lot more let's go get pissed and, you know, let's have a drink after work, whereas the southern one's a very, very, very sociable thing. Like you go out for a drink with friends, you know. I know that they sound very similar, but as someone who's lived through both, I know they're very different. But back to the original thing. I grew up by someone who knew my dad, and I knew